Hi there, it's me Rain, and today I'll be answering your Blender questions. The first question is by BurnedRabbit50. I don't understand the meters things. Could someone help me out? Yes, I do believe I incorrectly said the default cube was 1 meter by 1 meter. It's actually 2 meters by 2 meters. You'll see that we can go here, add, mesh, cube, and if you put the size to 1, which is like 1 meter on all sides, it's a symmetrical cube. You'll see it fits. If I press G to grab that, it fits there, fits there. So these 1 meter, 1 meter. The default cube was a lot bigger. It was like that big, 2 by 2. Hope you understand. Also, this is 1 meter. All of these, there's 10 of them. Going to be 10 centimeters each. Mr. Loki asks, hello, nice tutorial. You have a nice rough man face? I find good one. Yes. Google images. Just search male face or anime male face. They'll give you all sorts of references. Kid Dali asks, when I paint on one bone, it mirrors to the other side on the same bone, not applying the mirrored weight paint to the mirrored bone. When I was doing this tutorial, I was doing it in Blender 2.9, but an earlier version of that. It was not the most recent version. So the commands were slightly different. Let's get rid of this cube. For now, we don't need it. Armature, control click on the hoodie, weight paint. We're going in here, and these are my settings. We go to tools, symmetry, and we want these checked. As you can see, we can go in here, press subtract, paint there, go to the other bone, it's mirrored. If you don't believe me, it wasn't like that before. We can also go to like the chest bone, and we can, let's do add, paint here, oh, turn those on, paint here, and it's mirrored because it's the chest bone. It's not like left arm, right arm. Don't check topology mirror, just have your settings like how I've showed it there. Copy mirror shape blink L to blink R doesn't work. In the message below it says that I only copy 1,000 vertices out of the 4,000. Help me. Okay, if you're having problems with stuff mirroring over, like shape keys or whatever, just split up your model. Just split up your model and join them again. She doesn't have eyes, but there's nothing stopping you from going to the head, making a shape key, trying to mirror it over, and it's not working. So you just go to edit mode, and so you select these and these. P, separate by selection, go over here. You grab that, edit mode, edit it as you wish, leading that or whatever. And then go back, Control J, then going into edit mode, and it's merged fine. So yes, you can split stuff up, mirror it, or whatever you need to do, join it back, and that's your fixed shape key. If it's having problems, it means it's usually confused about something. So just split it up, join it back together later. Bobalicious YT asks, when I press G and scroll it just moves around. And it won't like stretch. Please help me. I don't know what's wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. Look, I'll show you guys something. I get this question a lot. Going to edit mode. I'm telling you guys. Proportional editing. Go to the side view. Grab that chin. Pull it out. Right, do you see this little circle? This is what it looks like by default. Do you see that? This is why I was saying to scroll it down. Now, I understand, you might not know which way's down. Which way's down? I can't tell. I'm scrolling down, it's not doing anything. Look at this number right here. You want to scroll it down until it's something like, I don't know, 0.1 maybe? 0.11, something like that. And it's all good. Stars says symmetry does not apply. Why? You might have shape keys. And we have the body with a bunch of shape keys. If we go to edit mode, and we go to basis, B, do that, delete vertices, object mode, add a mirror modifier. It's not done perfectly, but don't worry about it. And then we try to apply it. Report error. Modifier cannot be applied to a mesh with shape keys. You probably didn't see it, but that's what it says. Don't do that. Another reason is your armature isn't symmetrical, or something you've done isn't symmetrical, and you need to sort that out. Oh, we've got more questions about the proportional editing circle. Now you guys know. Rigdick says, how do I hand in my assignment? And Ren B responds, maybe you could post it on Instagram and tag her. Yes. You could also just not? I don't know. Like, either way, it's fine. You don't have to. The whole, like, Rainhet sensei, welcome to class. That was just me messing around. That's like a weird roleplay thing. You don't actually have to show me. You could, but if you really want to, I did mention, just go on Imgur, upload, and put a link in the comment section. Yeah, you could tag me in Instagram or tweet it to me too. That's fine. But yeah, no pressure to do anything with it. Shays says, is it okay if I made pause instead? No. Did I say you could have freedom? You make hands like I instructed you to. You either do that or you get out. Next question. Midius says, hi there, I just need to ask a question. How do you connect the eyelashes and eyebrows to the head? If you mean connect as in like Control J and join, I explained it in the video. If you mean connect as in like connect the vertices together, why do you want to make things harder for yourself? I mean, I can show you how to do it. I don't understand why you want to do that. So we go to edit mode, and we grab whatever it is we want to join together. Let's say, actually, let's do this. P, separate by selection, object mode, Control J, edit mode. Okay, so these are separated, kind of. And we want them to join together. This is what you do. Click that. Shift click that. And then M at last. And you do that all the way around. And it will join. Lando says, this is so useful. How do you teach yourself all this? Do you have any professional or educational experience? Okay, so to the first question, the internet. To the second question, yeah, I worked in a cafe once. And the fourth question, yes, I went to college and studied maths, physics, and music technology. Mr. Volt says, question sensei. Question sensei? I thought it was Rainhet sensei. Okay. I did all the UV unwrapping post applying the mirror modifier. Will that be alright for painting? Yes. Yes. You know, sometimes I read questions like this and I feel a bit bad because I might have not seen it or responded to it because, I don't know, I got busy or whatever. And they could have just answered the question themselves by trying it out. You know, it takes 2 minutes to try something out. And it takes, like, what, 1 month to ask a question for me to respond to you in a video that you might never see? Just try stuff out. Like, who's it hurting? You'll learn stuff. Try it out. Okinaka says, I attempted to make a head and well, I got far only to realize my head wasn't in the same place as yours, and it only reflected on the y-axis. not the x-axis. Now we're in the right scene. We've got the skirt, and I've rotated it, and I've hit Control A, and I've applied its position. So if we go into object properties here, you'll see all the rotation is set to 0, you'll see here, and the scale is 1. This is all been applied. So if I try to mirror this, it will mirror it in the x-axis as long as I set it up that way. So what this person has is, instead of mirroring on the x-axis, it's mirroring on the y-axis. So let's do this. I don't know how they did that, but they did that somehow. We'll add a mirror modifier. Where is it? Here. And by default it mirrors on the x, but somehow they got it mirrored on the y. Okay. And now they don't know what to do. So, apply. It was -90. RZ -90. Object mode. Okay, it's rotated in the right direction. Before adding that, Control A. Let me show you actually the object. It's been rotated in the Z -90 because you corrected that. And now you want to apply it. Apply all transformation. And now it's back to 0. Then you go into edit mode. The vertices, add a mirror modifier back. Bam! Done. X-axis. Just like that. Jeremy 3D says, what I do for blinks, I use symmetry to make both eyes blink. Then make the left-right shapes with blend from shape. Oh, yes. This is genius. You're a fucking genius. What are you doing here? If you don't understand, let's go to object data properties, this triangle, this green triangle that we like. Press add a basis, add a Q1. We'll name this mirror. And then we'll do left, and we'll do right. Now, if you're smart, this will make sense. If you're not smart, I'm very sorry. But just imagine these are the eyes that you're trying to make blink and get the left and right versions of, okay? So we have that. And now we're going to go to left. I'm turning off symmetry, and we're selecting this half because it's the left side. And I think it's Control V. Yes, Control V. Blend from shape, and we're blending from mirror. And then we go to R. And we get here Control V, blend from shape, and blend from mirror. So now you have, for example, if this was the blink, you'd have mirror would be double blink, and then L would be left blink, and then R would be right blink, if you understand what I mean. So yes, Jeremy 3D is a mad lad and absolute genius. Emily Hendricks says, I've made a lot of progress with the help of these videos. However, my biggest offense is somehow I'm making duplicate vertices nearly everywhere, and it's driving me insane, because it screws up the smoothing and subdivision surfacing, so I have to go in and pick them out one by one, and I've even had them show up all over again after deleting them. This is what I mean when I said I have bad luck when learning new programs. Okay, sometimes let me show you instead of talking. Let's do edit mode. Sometimes you'll be like, you know what? I really want this to be longer. And you're like, wait, actually I don't want to do that. You right click. Like, okay, it's perfectly fine, right? You're like, you know what? I changed my mind. I want to extrude this. Oh, no, oops, didn't mean to do that. It's not what you've got. Is like extra vertices. It doesn't look like extra vertices, but it definitely is. And you could have done this by accident in so many different ways without even noticing, because it looks fine, but it's not. You select everything with A, mesh, merge by distance, and it says at the bottom, remove 46 vertices. You can't see it, don't worry about it. And this should be fixed. Just click it a couple of times, see if a different one selects. It's all good. It's all fine. And you also notice that when it was doubled, only the bottom line was highlighted. And now it's only by itself. There's like a gradient. Just keep an eye on that. It happens to the best of us. I wouldn't worry about it too much. ePersol says, I'm sorry my submission is late. I wasn't sure how to upload an FBX file to the YouTube comment section. You know what you have to do to upload a YouTube file to the YouTube comment section? You need to make sure your directory is correct. So go into your folder and click on the file you need to get. And it'll usually say at the top, it'll be like this PC, and then pictures, and then model or wherever you've saved it. Maybe it'll be like whatever your PC is called, like Rain's gamer machine, and then it'll be like documents, and then it'll be like, this is not a hentai folder. And then inside that, it'll be like, this is totally a models folder, and then inside that, that'll be the FBX file. And you need to write that whole thing out in the YouTube comment section. And that's how you upload an FBX to the YouTube comment section. I definitely would never lie to you. Do you think I'm a demon or something? I would never lie. Come on. Goopy25 says, no dotted line, me confused. Same. Anonymously hidden says, I keep getting lost. It's well paced and all, but my wrist, I can't get in the right position. So my hand keeps coming out wonky. I need help, but I don't know where to get some. If you have any suggestions or tips, I would be happy to hear them. First, I'm really sorry about your wrist and then your hand coming out all wonky. I'd recommend getting like an armrest that you can put your hand on, or like one of those like mouse pads with like the boobs on that you can rest your wrist on. I'm sure it must be comfy. Secondly, if you're having problems with stuff not looking how you want them to look, all I can say really is practice. Like, no amount of advice you get is going to suddenly make you better at modeling. Just like I said in the videos, a lot of times use good references and just practice. Like, you're not going to be perfect the first time you try it, and that's okay. Chitala92 says, thanks again for the tutorial. While I was following along with this, I noticed that suddenly my body had creases or folds in random faces all over the body. You know, when people make comments like this, I immediately imagine they're talking about their own physical body. Like, suddenly I got fat and I was wrinkly all over. I'm like, I don't know why you're telling me. Maybe you should tell a doctor. To fix, like, random lines and creases, let me show you a little trick that I learned recently. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is okay, because every time I rotate it, it looks a bit better. So let's just do this. Actually, no. Let's do this. Control R. And then Control R. Double G. Double tap G. Scale. Oh, proportional editing off. Scale. And then let's do that. Mark sharp, and here too, mark sharp. Okay, so if I then dissolve edges and then Control E, clear sharp. Okay, so you can kind of see it's not as smooth as it was before. It's a little bit, the lighting, it warps a bit too much. It was a bit smoother before. So, that was like the setup for the explanation. Now for the explanation. Just hitting A, and then mesh, normals, reset, vectors, and there's the smooth that we're looking for, and then mesh, normals, average by face area. Now look at that Look how smooth and crisp that is. Now, I hope that's what you mean by like sudden creases or folds in random faces. It is a bit hard to see here because of the low polyness of it, but I added a crease, deleted it. There was still some essence of it left, so hopefully that's what you mean. I don't know, a wild guess. Chitala also says, for the hands, rather than making knife cuts, would it probably also work if you just merged vertices at the end of the hand till you have the same number as on them? That's how I learned to do it. Yes, you can. There's a lot of things that you can do. It's not going to be very neat, but you can do that. It will give you a lot of triangles, which also means that you can't make loop cuts very easily, because loop cuts and triangles just don't work. So you can do that. It's not the best for you to do. Dominator N4 says, this tutorial series is so good, thank you for sharing all this. This video, though, I simply cannot follow through at the moment. I don't know what I'm supposed to be fixing or looking for. I don't understand the logic behind any of this. Going to have to do more rudimentary tutorial before come back later. Okay, weight painting is... Let's just put it this way. Your arm bone is meant to move the arm. So it has to be red. The head bone is meant to move the head. So it has to be red. On the head, the vertices around the head have to be red. Now, once you do all that, you'll notice that it's not very smooth. The movements aren't very smooth. They're very jagged, which is where the blurring comes in. And if you don't understand that, I don't know how to help you. Sometimes it's not about why or like the logic. It's just about like doing and understanding. And the more you do weight painting, the more you will understand it. The more you will understand what works and what doesn't. And you know what? Sometimes you do something that you think will work and it doesn't look quite right and you have to change it. And that's okay. Just practice. What can I say? Andre Letao. The old S thing just made the whole thing bigger for me. And Sweet Slayer does my job for me and answers it perfectly. Good job. Thank you. Winsas Bro says, quick tip. To make the S of the y-axis more precise, the scaling in the y-axis, and completely flat, press numpad 0 right after pressing right. You are very correct and you are a genius. Aiden Tarek says, I know I'm very late to these videos, but I can't get the Alt and S at 5:36 to work properly. It's driving me mad. Any fixes? This is a very bad question. That's like going to your doctor and saying, I'm not feeling very well. Can you fix me? The doctor will then ask you questions like, oh, what are you feeling? I don't have time to ask questions to your questions so I can answer your question. Just ask good questions. Get good. Ask better questions. Little ink sheet. When I go into modeling the head and the cube disappeared, how do I fix that? Let me show you something. I just need to set up something for you, okay? Look at this. Wow. The whole model's here. I want to edit the skirt. Let's go into edit mode. Skirt-chan, where did you go? Am I insane? It was right there in object mode. And here it is again. There you go. Alt-H, unhide. Wow, crazy. Don't worry, it happens to the best of us. You've just hidden it, and it needs to be unhidden. Barry Kelly says, sorry, you're just sounding like you're starting to get bored. Yes! Are you jealous? VSSR says, if you made it too big, couldn't you just scale it down? Yes. Yes, you can scale it down. Just press Ctrl and A afterwards and apply everything. I'm free, says, hi, right. There is a new problem. and 2456. The whole foot is moving when I scale it in the Z direction. Your proportional editing is either on and too big. Scale it down or turn it off. Lulu-roos. Wow! Dissolving edges is making the whole faces disappear. Not sure where I went wrong. Dissolving edges that are way too close to each other. Just do like one edge at a time. If I want to dissolve these, dissolve edges, then like, the bifaces, you could also just skip one in between. Just do that, skip one, do that, X, dissolve edges. And it's good. This messed up a little bit, don't worry about it. RYM says, hi Rainhet, the tutorial is great, but I'm having trouble extruding. Oh, extruding. I'm having trouble extruding. It goes diagonally instead of down the Z axis. Okay. Just press that. just press that. If you want things to move in a specific axis, just press the button. Insane Cat Productions says, I'm confused on what they're doing to round it out. Just round it out. Just round it out. Just do it. Just do it. Just round it out. I was literally just grabbing vertices and moving them to round it out. I don't know. just round it out. Oh my god. Eliza Matronic says, how do you move the mouse? I use the force. I use the force. Is that the last question? Oh thank god. Okay. No more questions. The rest of them are like really bad, really stupid, mean, or well, I already answered them. I want to advise you guys, if you have questions about a specific thing, do not come into my DMs and ask me, because what we're doing right now is we're sharing this question with more than 2 people, more than me and you, and people who are having similar problems can see this and they can get the question answered without having to, DM me and ask me themselves. If 5 people are having the same problem and one person answers that question on a video, then those 5 people can see that and then their problem is solved. If you even want, just Google it. Just Google it. Google has so many answers. When I was learning, I had to go to Google. I didn't have a comment section to comment questions in. Google still works. There's also Blender forums. So yeah, I hope I covered something that was useful to you. If I was being a bit mean, good. I'm a demon. Come on. This is not a joke. Everything I say is 100% serious. I'll see you in the next vid. Or not. It's okay. It definitely won't steal your soul or anything. Anyway, see you in the next one. Farewell.